What's up, guys? It's Casey Zillman, aka the Fourth Sanderson Sister, coming at you with another Hocus Pocus 2 theory video. In today's video, I'm going to be doing my best to explain why I think Becca, our lovely little heroine, doesn't believe in magic, but simultaneously uses crystals and believes in those. This character has been a puzzle for me and many of you since day one, but I think I finally cracked the code as to why she doesn't believe magic works until she absolutely has to use it, and that answer stems from her mother. So back when Hocus Pocus 2 was first announced and the initial story and characters were up for debate, we knew that Becca was a practicing witch and she had a stepmother named Luann. Ultimately, Luann was scrapped from the movie, which left somewhat of a hole in Becca's story. One thing we were missing from the sequel was something that we had in the first movie, and I honestly didn't think it was all that necessary until I sat down to do this, and that's parents who were part of the story. Max and Danny's parents, while not in the movie a lot, they were very significant. They were the reason Max was so miserable, because they moved him from one end of the country to the other. They did not believe their children when they said they were in danger, and they fell under the Sanderson sisters' dance until you die spell. That sense of authority figures not being present really messed with the feel of the new kids, but most especially Becca, because she was our Max in this story. Max and Danny's parents were ignorant to the actual danger and refused to believe their kids, which upped the stakes for the kids in Hocus Pocus 1, because no one was going to believe them no matter what. We saw that with the cop, and we saw that with Max and Danny's parents. We saw more adult authority figures not believing the kids about what was happening. The two adults who were actually present in this movie were Gilbert, who was responsible for the Sanderson sisters coming back, and Mayor Trask, who essentially had no real purpose apart from being a plot device. Izzy, we know, has a mother named Susan, and Cassie is Trask's kid. We know nothing about Becca's family life. Inherently, there were really no authority figures in this film for the main character, Becca, which left her more of like a free agent and honestly more of a mystery. She didn't really have anyone to answer to apart from her friends, which was a little weird, I'm not gonna lie. Because it felt like she was answering to Cassie through the whole movie because of their whole tiff. So how does all this factor into today's topic, you might ask? Because I believe her missing family is where her trust in crystals comes from, while also being the catalyst for why she doesn't believe in magic. So here's where I've got to speculate, because unlike the first movie, we don't have a novelization to draw any extra details from. So I'm going to take one little detail from the original Hocus Pocus 2 script and go from there. Becca's mother is clearly out of the picture, and I'm going to say it's probably in the usual Disney fashion. She's dead. She is very dead. She's died. So Becca just has her dad left, and for the purposes of this theory, Luann is also not in the picture because she was ultimately scrapped from this film. So Becca just has her dad, and since there's absolutely no reference to him whatsoever, I'm going to assume that he's probably like a businessman who's like almost always out of town, leaving Becca home on her own a lot. So let's look back to when Becca's mom was still around. This is heavy speculation. In Hocus Pocus 2, it's clear that the girls started Becca's birthday ritual at young ages, with Cassie stating they were about 5 years old. Of course, she does this sarcastically, but the picture later on shown in the forest does show them at a very young age. At 5 years of age, most kids practice in the same way their parents do. So Becca would have picked this up from one of her parents, and I believe it would be her mother. I believe Becca's mom was also a practitioner of the mystical arts and encouraged Becca to follow in her footsteps. So as Becca grew up with her mother around more than her dad, she would lean into the crystals more than whatever he did. Now, let's go back to her dad. I think this would be a difference between him and his wife, as he would not be a believer in crystals and mysticism and that kind of thing. But that's not going to stop him from being supportive, and he'd often bring home new crystals for his wife and his daughter because it made him happy. That is, until Becca's mom starts to get sick. Instead of seeking doctor's treatment for her illness, she relies on home remedies and other treatments that she has in her books at home. Eventually, she will pass away from illness, and as Becca is still very young, let's say maybe she's 9 or 10 at this point, her dad is heartbroken and he blames his wife's reliance on mysticism for why she died, and secretly, Becca does too. Now, while she blames magic's failure to cure her mother, the crystals she has help her stay connected to her mom even after she's gone. She keeps doing the birthday ritual with her friends as a mean to keep up the tradition that her mom started. So I think Becca would use the crystals like her good luck charm that we see in the beginning of Hocus Pocus 2, where she's getting ready for the pop quiz. But anything else above that sense of spiritualism just doesn't make sense to her anymore. If magic and mysticism is so powerful, why did her mom die? Why didn't the cure work? Why didn't all the treatments she was taking at home work? Many times throughout Hocus Pocus 2, Becca makes it known that she doesn't believe certain aspects of magic will work, and that doubt, I believe, comes from how her mom died. One glaring example of this doubt is when they are in the Sanderson sisters' cottage in the basement when Izzy suggests that they use the Angelica leaves to lift Winifred's no escape curse. Becca just looks at her like she's crazy, but she does cave in after Izzy makes a compelling argument. When her magic bubbles to the surface, Becca is hesitant to believe it's true, once again stating it doesn't make sense. A lot of that disbelief would come from the fact that her mother was a practicing witch, maybe even with powers, if we want to take it a step further, and in the end it did nothing to save her from illness. I think that's why Becca showed as much worry about using her magic against the Sanderson sisters. It didn't save her mom, so how could she be sure it would save Cassie? Obviously it worked out in the end, but that skepticism while simultaneously using crystals honestly has always puzzled me since I watched Hocus Pocus 2 for the first time. But if we look closer at the original story that basically indicated Becca had one parent still around and her mother out of the picture, it makes sense. It makes sense for Becca to want to retain that closeness to her deceased mother, but also be a little bit wary of magic. Thinking of her character in this light honestly makes her so much more compelling. She just felt wishy-washy until I did some digging, and now Becca's really a lot cooler than I previously thought. She's just got some past trauma. She lost her mom. For this reason, I really wish they would have left Luann in the story, if not just to have that sense of authority like the Dennisons who didn't believe their kid. You could have done the same formula with her and been like, yeah, the Sanderson sisters aren't actually back. And they kind of tried that with Trask, but he's special. He's special. That's all I can say about him. Doing that would have just fixed a lot of the issues I had with Becca, and now I can honestly look at her as a better character after looking into this. So there you go. That's my theory on why Becca doesn't believe in magic. What do you guys think? Does it make sense, or would you have pegged something else? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, if you're new to my channel, please remember to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't. It's free. It helps me. What helps me helps you guys get more great content like this. I have set a couple of subscriber goals for you all to reach by my birthday stream on April 16th. If you can get this channel to 1,450 subs by then, I'll debut my 4th Sanderson sister outfit on stream. It arrived over the weekend, and I think you guys will really like it. And you're only 5 subscribers away from that goal, so if just 5 of you hit subscribe, you get the outfit. But if you can get this channel to 1,500 subs, I'll up that outfit to a full cosplay. Makeup, hair, etc. Several of you have asked me to show off my own character, and that's how you're gonna get it. That's how you're gonna get it. Also, concerning my birthday stream, I have my P.O. box set up to receive fan mail, which I will open live on the stream for those who wish to send it, and if there are letters involved, please indicate on the letters whether or not you actually want me to read those on stream. If they're private, I will not do that. And then on July 16th, I will be going live at, hopefully, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, same time as the birthday stream. And we will be doing a 30th anniversary watch-along of Hocus Pocus, the Trivia and Treats edition here on the channel, which I might also dress up for. But we'll see. You guys have to earn that too. If we can get to 1,500 by then, I'll definitely dress up. But that is all I have for you guys today. So if you're a regular on this channel, please remember to drop a like and share your thoughts on this topic down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Casey Zolman, aka the 4th Sanderson Sister, and I will see you, witches and wizards, later.